of year where I'm starting to get a little bit twitchy about what is going on, and they feel like people are loosening the strings a little bit, getting a little bit comfortable with the season, getting a little bit comfortable with the colder weather creeping in, the more comfort foods creeping in, and then they've kind of started to spiral out of control by thinking, oh, I've fallen off track. What do I do? Now I need to put it back in. So I thought a good time now to talk about this topic, so we can get ahead of the game. So this is for you if you feel like you've fallen off track. Perhaps you are slipping out of focus a little bit. Your mindset has shifted slightly. Perhaps your momentum has dipped a little bit. If you started off eating well towards at the beginning, end of October, beginning of November, but things are slightly creeping out. Perhaps, you've seen the chocolates, Christmas chocolates in the shop, and I'm going to admit I have already bought a couple of packets of chocolate pennies because I love them. Um, and like the diet has started to slip a little bit. I know mine has as well. So this is me included. So winter is slowly creeping in. Our habits are kind of slowly getting away from us. And maybe you're seeing that the scales have stopped moving. And it's basically, I want to draw you all back together and it's time to knuckle down. So we're going to want you to focus on your fuel. So what you're eating, what you're drinking, your focus. Where is your focus? Where does it need to be? What was your why? Why did you start your journey? And then I want you to push. So now is not the time to sit back and relax. It's not saying you have to go hell for leather and like go all out. You have to maintain or push. This is a really good time to do it. So why now? We've got 5 weeks until Christmas. On one side of the coin, that sounds like no time at all, right? But on the other side, that's 5 weeks of progress. That's
Yeah.
5 weeks of progress that you can be making. Winter is coming whether we like it or not. I don't even know. If we haven't entered winter yet, have we? We're at the end of autumn, I believe. Yeah. Christmas is creeping in. Chocolates in the shop. Advent calendars everywhere. In fact, I've already got mine from my mum sitting in my cupboard upstairs. I've had to put it away. Mince pies everywhere. Even Gales have got their Christmas cinnamon bun out. And we got to face it head on because these things are always going to be in front of us. The temptation is always going to be there. And I don't know about you, but I love Christmassy flavored cakes, things, mince pies, stollen, anything like that. I'm a really big cake girl. I love it. But it's time for us to like hibernate and push through it all. So I want you to remember this. I want you to protect the progress that you've worked so hard for this year. You guys have worked so hard throughout the year that now is not the time to let that slip. It's the time to hold on to it. If you're not going to push, if you don't feel in a position to push really hard, then just hold on to it. That's all you got to do. And first of all, I want you to celebrate the progress. I want you to sit and reflect and think about, first of all, the strength that you've made this year. Like the weights, you've increased your weights. Everybody on the program has increased their weights. I want you to think about like the fitness improvements that you have made. Like perhaps you didn't even do this strength training before. In actual fact, again, a lot of the people on the program didn't used to do strength training and now they've started. Like reflecting on how good your form is, how well you are doing your reps, how well you are turning up, showing up every day, routine, consistency. Like you're getting your workouts done weekly and you have been throughout the year. Like you've lost inches from your waist, your energy and mood has boosted. You got to celebrate all of these progresses that you've made throughout the year, the mindset changes you've had from earlier on in the year, and like especially for if you're brand new to doing this type of workout, that's a massive change in itself. Your body is now getting fitter and stronger because you're adding resistance onto it. You are helping and enabling your body to be a better form or a stronger form of itself. So now is not the time to throw away the 10 months of effort that you've done for what's essentially going to be 4 weeks of like chaos, 4 weeks of events, 4 weeks of food, drink. Now is not the time to give it all in. And I'm going to call this is what I'm calling it, the danger zone. The danger zone. And I want you to be aware. of what the pattern shifts are. So if you start thinking, oh, it's the end of November now, I'll, do you know what? Take the foot off the gas and I'll start again in January. Watch out for it. Busy schedules. So your schedule might be getting a little bit more busy. Perhaps you are stepping into more Christmas events. Perhaps your kids have got Christmas things coming up, your partners. Like, I know that when I look at our calendar, there is something for everyone at some point during most of the weeks, and most of them involve either eating out, eating at someone's house, drinking alcohol. And it's like all these things that are hard for us, difficult for us to control because we don't always know what options there are. And then once your schedule gets busy, we find it harder to fit the workouts in. So you might start skipping your workouts. Number three, extra events is extra calories. So like I just mentioned, like we don't know what food is necessarily going to be there. We're going to be eating, chances are we're going to be eating more than we would typically at home because it might be you're eating out and then having pudding and these are all things that you've just got to be mindful of. And when you do start eating those extra calories, it might be that your mindset switches in and you might be tired from going out too much, or you might start to feel like you're burning out, then your energy might dip lower. So when you start having the one-off plan, if you have a one-off plan, that really easily tends to slip into being a week that you kind of give up on. But we need to focus on not letting that one day plan become the whole week of, I'll start again on Monday. We need to focus on, especially when it's dark outside. You're waking up in the dark, you're going to bed in the dark. Like, days are getting darker. I don't even feel like there was hardly any sun yesterday. It was literally just so dark all day. And your accountability dips, your motivation dips. And you need to be mindful of it so that you don't get trapped in that, oh, fuck, it's like, oh, I feel a bit shit. I don't want to do this. You need to be mindful and try and switch your mentality out of, do you know what? I'm only feeling like this because the sun's not out. Or I'm only feeling like this because of the weather. And then you need to flip it over to being thinking like, what can I do to improve how I'm feeling? So being mindful of these 5 things before you slip too deep into them. Because if you're maintaining now, the progress that you make in January is going to happen much faster, because it's much easier to start from a slow walking pace than it is from a complete stop. And if you stop right now, it might be that you regress. Or if you just slowly creep forward, you'll be slowly working towards your goal, but also you're not going to lose what you've built so far. So this is not the time to lose momentum. And I tell you what, we're not the people in this group that are going to lose momentum. Absolutely not. So there's still time. We've got 5 weeks, right? 5 weeks, just over 5 weeks till Christmas. So 5 weeks until things start getting completely manic, like the lead up to Christmas. There is still lots of time. You need to be thinking of the bigger picture of, one, what your goal is, where you want to get to, and how you want to get there. Because in 5 weeks, you can gain so much. So much. Like, realistically, you can sustainably lose 1 to 4 kilos of weight in 5 weeks. That's essentially like nearly 1 to 4 centimeters off your waist or your hips. Like, that's a measurement change. You can increase in strength in like 5 weeks. That's a phase. That's an entire phase that you can potentially increase in weight. You can increase in reps. You can increase in strength. Your fitness over that period will improve if you keep going where you are right now. Not just that, you're also going to go into Christmas with the mindset of feeling good and not feeling shitty and sluggish and like, oh, if you get to a Christmas party or if you try on your clothes and they don't fit or anything, you're not going to have that, because you're going to be going into Christmas feeling good about yourself because you've been doing your workouts, because you've been staying active, because you've been staying healthy. And it's all going to reflect in how you are as a person, how you look and how you feel. You're going to feel so much more confident if you stay on track. And then when you start again in January, you're going to be way ahead of the people that are only just starting in January, because you're going to have kept momentum the whole way through instead of being like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to start again in January. Let's not have the January mindset. We're going to keep pushing through. Even if you're slowly walking towards your goal, it's way better than stopping and going backwards. So we are, as a group, I've decided we are not going to survive the next few weeks to get to Christmas. We're going to use them. We're actually going to use them because they're 5 weeks, 5 good weeks that we can be training for. I'm not saying you've got to go spend hours and hours and hours in the gym. Just 3 workouts a week. 3 workouts. All of you work out for a different period of time. And that's 3 workouts, staying on track of your step count. You might even go out to a party or something and I don't know, do more steps. Like this could be an opportunity to maximize where we are and where we want to get to. So we're going to use the next 5 weeks to maximize where we are. So I put together some non-negotiables. These are your non-negotiables for the next 5 weeks. Number one, training 3 times a week. Even if one of those training sessions, even if you're busy on one of those training days, even if one of those is like a 10-minute workout, I don't mind what you're doing. I appreciate everybody's going to have different schedules. Even if you move on one of your workouts for 15 minutes, that's still 10 or 15 minutes more than if you didn't do it at all. And it's still more than most people out there doing nothing that have had the mentality of, oh, fuck it, I'm going to start again in January. So number one is training for a minimum of 3 times a week. Number two is get your daily movement target. So whether that be like getting your steps in, making sure you're hitting your step count. If you can't do it each day, look at it as like the week target. And on the weeks, like perhaps I do appreciate things do get busier. So if you struggle to hit your target, then try and at least go within like a 10%, 15% window either side of your target. Because even if it's a little bit less, so always try and actively be working towards it. Number three, focus on your protein first. If you are going to any events, if you are going out to a party, if you've got work drinks, if you've got anything like that, then I would always say eat a decent meal before you go. Even if that's like you're going out for dinner, make sure you have a really good lunch that's going to keep you full. So make sure you're getting your protein in. Make sure you're ticking all the boxes for like your protein, carbs, you're getting your vegetables in. So you're having a good nutritious meal. And make sure when you're regular meals, you're putting your protein first, hitting your protein goals where you can, because that's what's going to keep you fuller for longer. It's what's going to build, repair, maintain your muscles as well. And it's going to stop you snacking. If you go to a party and there's loads of, I hate the word nibbles, but for personal, I can't find a better word for it. If there's loads of like bits on the side, like nibbles on the side, you're going to be less likely to tuck into those if you've gone with like having had a good lunch, having had a meal beforehand. You're going to be less likely to eat those. And that is ultimately where you're going to pick up all those additional calories. Like just standing by a bowl of crisps, because you can't just have one, right? I can't. I end up eating loads. And it's a matter of once you have one of those, you're going to have more. Another thing I would always say is slightly off topic, but if you are standing at a party and you do want to try and avoid eating the snacky things, just take yourself away from that location and go and talk to somebody somewhere else, because once it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Number four, know your alcohol boundaries. Now, this is one I think I should have learned by now, but let's be real. I don't think I always have. So, plan it. What are you going to drink? So, what are you going to drink? I would always say, like, I believe that if you want to have alcohol, go for it. Like, I love a glass of wine, and I would be a hypocrite to tell other people not to drink. If you are in a calorie deficit or wanting to be mindful of what you're eating, then I would always recommend lower sugar drinks. So like if you're going for having cocktails, ones that have got lower sugar in, or diet, or like a spirit and a diet mixer. If you are having, or like a gin and slimline tonic, great. Champagne, really good one. What a shame, gonna have to have some champagne. I love that. So opting for drinks that are lighter in colour as well is often a good way to go, and spirits that are lighter in colour. Make sure you're staying hydrated. So hydrated before the event and during the event as well. So try and have like 1 glass of water to 1 alcoholic drink, because not only is it going to hydrate you, but it's also going to fill you up a little bit more as well. And sometimes I don't know about you, but I often find that I'll be drinking just because it's something to have in my hand. Whereas if I had a glass of water, I'd still be drinking the water as well. So like mixing the two up together, like having taking it in turns of what you drink. And most of all, like don't have a write-off mentality. Like just because you went out and you had a couple of drinks, don't say, oh fuck it, that's it for the week. That we don't, it doesn't matter. You're there, your life is here to be enjoyed. Like you have to enjoy yourself whichever way that is. And it doesn't necessarily matter if you go out and have a few glasses of wine or you go out and you have a really nice meal. That's a lovely thing to do. And I think it's accepting that actually we can do that. We just got to get back on track after. And number five, your non-negotiable number five is make sure you're still holding yourself accountable and doing your weekly check-ins. Because if you're doing your weekly check-ins, that's going to draw you back in and that's going to keep your mindset and your focus in place. Now, it is not about you falling off. And I think I say this all the time. It's not about you falling off, it's about how quickly you get back on. Life is always there to tempt you. There are always things in your way. And sometimes, yeah, we might slip up, but that's okay. But it doesn't matter if you fall off track. It doesn't matter like if you don't have a perfect meal. It's about how can you get back on track as soon as you have fallen off. If you've gone out and you've had a drink, wake up the next morning and eat food that's going to make you feel healthy, drink lots of water, take your electrolytes. If you're going to go out for a coffee and you have a cake too, that's fine. Just make sure your dinner is healthier or like all of these things are okay to do if we do them in moderation. And it's not about the fact that we've fallen off track, it's about how quickly we get back on. If you feel like things are slipping away from you, if you feel like you're losing sight of your goal, if you feel like you're losing sight of like you're falling off track, always message me. I'm here to help you, hold you accountable. I'm here to hold your hands, get through these tougher seasons because ultimately this program isn't just for a weight loss goal. This isn't just get you stronger. This is to take you through the seasons and help you for occasions. And it's to help you challenge you through the year and hold your hand to help you stay on track and reach your fitness goals. So this time of year is where most people start to lose momentum. But this group is not most people. We will not lose momentum. We are going to continue on. We're going to push through. And as I say, if you ever need me, you know where I am. And also use the support group, use the community group to help each other, keep each other motivated, keep each other on track. And if you find out any wins, any things you find in shops and things like that, you're really good at doing this. Always put them on the group, share best practice and together we're all going to stay on track and we're going to make it through Christmas. So, any questions on any of what I have just rattled on about? No, all good.
I think I'm very, very lucky that I'm not English.
Why do you not like any of the good Christmas stuff?
Mince pies.
You
Yeah,
don't like
no,
mince pie?
all of my favorite Christmassy and wintry foods are on the other side of the channel. So
Yeah, that's so true. That is so true. So you're not a big fan of mince pies?
not a big fan, no. I did have some, so we're going on a weekend in 2 weeks with friends from Belgium, and they did ask me to bring some mince pies, but it's just to have like, oh, this tastes English, and then
Love that.
yeah,
Love that.
That's so funny. Um, no, I think that's a really good point. Um, I actually am quite partial to a mince pie, but I have decided that I'm not going to have any until the actual week of Christmas.
Yeah. Do you know, I don't know
Um,
about you, but I find it easier to just not buy the stuff and to just
mm.
go into the
So
supermarket with my blinkers on. Eat. I have to start eating food now before I go into the supermarket because otherwise my shop gets outrageous with some really random shit in it as well. So I have to go on with my blinkers on and just kind of go in with the things that I need.
in previous years, I would have used like the whole month of December as like a Christmassy month where you just like have quite a lot of unrestricted eating
Yeah.
on any day because you saw something in the supermarket that's like a limited edition like reindeer shaped cake or something. So now I'm
Uh-huh.
eating that like for no reason. But me and my husband have agreed to not buy Christmassy junk at all until the actual week of Christmas.
Yeah, love that. That's so good.
Um, and yeah, even though we've got a couple of like Christmassy events or whatever, I'm going to try and make them not like set me off track and actually use December as like a progress month.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
5 weeks, you can accomplish so much in 5 weeks, especially like where you are right now. Now you're feeling better and you're like you can get back on track in five
Yeah,
weeks. That's a really good position to be in.
no, I know. Because I finally feel well, so I'm not
Yeah,
going to let it mess me up.
no, absolutely. No, it's time to push. Right. So, have you guys got any questions? If not, I will let you crack on with your evenings. I'm conscious that everyone's time is precious, especially on a Monday night. No?
No, just no, just booze. So is champagne better
Mm,
than
It's
than like wine?
Yeah, it's better than wine. It's Prosecco's I think it's got a lot more sugar in it, but I think champagne is better. Like don't get me wrong, it's not perfect,
It's
but
still
it's like
bad.
better
Yeah.
than having like a glass of white wine. It's also better than having like a beer or
Oh
sugary
yeah.
sugary cocktails.
Okay. Champagne will be my Christmas week drink then.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe I just use it as an excuse because it's what I like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. If
Thank you, Ellie.
You're so welcome. If you do have any other questions or ever need me, you know where I am. I'm always here to help you guys, and I will catch up with you soon.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.